It is 2025, and I still believe that WrestleMania 3 is the biggest show in wrestling history, and it involved the biggest main event in wrestling history. Hulk Hogan versus Andre the Giant. Andre the Giant turning against Hulk Hogan and aligning himself with Bobby the Brain Heenan on Piper's Pit. As a kid, this is the equivalent of what we all as fans just went through a couple of weeks ago when John Cena turned heel. In my wrestling life, there's only been 3 big moments like that. Andre turning on Hogan, Hogan joining the NWO, and John Cena turning heel. And this was a big deal, setting up a monumental WrestleMania match in front of 90,000 people in the Pontiac Silverdome. Just a hop, skip, and a jump down the road from where good mic work was born. That's right, I slid out of my mama right in Pontiac, Michigan. The image of Hogan and Andre in the middle of that ring is still the biggest match that has ever happened in wrestling history because of how well it was executed and how well done it was. And WrestleMania was loaded with great matches. It wasn't like it was just one match. We had arguably the greatest wrestling match of all time take place between Ricky the Dragon Steamboat and Macho Man Randy Savage for the Intercontinental Championship that Savage was still holding all the way from the previous year's WrestleMania 2 when he faced George. George Steele is in Ricky the Dragon Steamboat's corner for this, and he actually is instrumental in Ricky Steamboat rolling up Macho Man with an inside cradle and pinning him and winning the Intercontinental Championship in one of the most beautiful matches this business has ever seen. As a 10-year-old kid, evil referee Dangerous Danny Davis filled me with rage. I have never hated another wrestling character more than I did when I was a kid in 1987, watching Danny Davis do what he did, not only to Tito the previous year, but to the British Bulldogs in that tag match with the Hart Foundation. And now they're going into WrestleMania in a 6-man with Danny Davis teaming up with the Harts to take on the Bulldogs and Tito, and it was such a pleasure. I was screaming at the top of my lungs watching Tito and the Bulldogs put an absolute hurtin' on Danny Davis. And if I would have been an adult, I would have seen coming the finish with Davis actually getting the win in that match. I also have fond memories of the issue and build between Roddy Piper and Adrian Adonis. This match at WrestleMania 3 was being billed as Piper's retirement match, and it also ushered in the beginning of Brutus the Barber Beefcake due to some issues that took place between all these gentlemen on TV leading up to WrestleMania 3. Brutus shows up to help Piper not do a very good job of shaving the head of Adrian Adonis, and that is where the Barber was born. Believe it or not, I actually did like the opener with the Can-Ams against Orton and Morocco, and I liked the Hercules and Billy Jack Haynes match, where Billy Jack got busted open. Later on in the night, Tito would show up and tear the clothes off of the Slickster in that Butch Reed and Coco match. This WrestleMania is loaded with memorable stuff.